Hi, I'm Mrs. C, and this is Math Defined. In this video, I will show you how to multiply a fraction by a whole number. Let me begin by saying that when you are multiplying with fractions, all the numbers that you are multiplying with must be in fraction form. This means that any whole numbers will need to be rewritten as equivalent fractions before you can begin the multiplication process. So looking at this whole number of 2, I will rewrite it as an equivalent fraction by placing the 2 in the numerator and a 1 in the denominator. Now that both of the numbers are fractions, I can begin to multiply. I will start by multiplying the numerator straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. And then I will multiply the denominator straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. The last step here is to make sure that my product, or my answer of 2/3, is in simplest form. Since the numerator of 2 and the denominator of 3 do not share any common factors other than 1, I know that I'm done. This next problem here also has a whole number being multiplied to a fraction. So again, I will need to rewrite the whole number of 4 as an equivalent fraction by moving the 4 into the numerator and placing a 1 in the denominator. Now, before I start to multiply here, I want to just take a moment to remind you that when you are multiplying fractions, you do not need to find a common denominator like you must do when adding or subtracting fractions. For this reason, most people find multiplying fractions to be a lot easier than adding or subtracting them. However, if you do decide to use a common denominator, you will still get a correct answer, but the numbers that you will multiply with will be larger. So let's get back to my problem here. And now that both numbers are fractions, I'm ready to multiply. I'll start by multiplying the numerators. 4 times 3 is 12. And then the denominators. 1 times 14 is 14. Looking at my fraction, I know that it needs to be simplified because the numerator of 12 and the denominator of 14 share a common factor of 2. So I'll divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. Now the numerator and the denominator do not share any common factor other than 1, so I know that I'm done. If you're liking this video content so far, share it with a friend, give it the thumbs up, click that subscribe button along with the notification bell. Showing your support really does make a huge difference for the channel. And if you're a returning viewer of my channel, thank you so much. This next problem will have a slightly different product than what I've shown you so far. So I'll begin by writing an equivalent fraction for the whole number of 5. Now I can multiply the numerator straight across to get 10, and then the denominators to get 7. Now I have an improper fraction here, so it definitely needs to be simplified. To simplify this improper fraction, I will need to divide the numerator of 10 by the denominator of 7. So I know that 7 goes into 10 one time with 3 left over. The 1 will be my whole number, and the leftover of 3 will be placed in the numerator, and the denominator of 7 will not change. So my simplified product of 10 sevenths is a mixed number of 1 and 3 sevenths. If you need more of an explanation or practice with simplifying improper fractions, check out my video on improper fractions. I have provided a link to this video in the description below. Let's practice one more. The first thing I need to do is rewrite that whole number of 10 as an improper fraction of 10 over 1. Next, I will multiply the numerators to get 30, and then the denominators to get 10. Here again, I see that my product is an improper fraction, so I will need to divide 30 by 10. And 30 divided by 10 is a whole number of 3. So as you can see that when you are multiplying fractions with whole numbers, you will need to rewrite the whole numbers as fractions, and then just multiply the numerators and the denominators straight across. And then, as always when you are working with fractions, you will need to make sure that your final answer is simplified. And that's all there is to it. I hope this video gave you a better understanding of how to multiply a fraction to a whole number. You can check out more of my math videos about fractions at Math Defined. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching.